Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, it's me Josh, and here we have Game 2 in a best of 3 series from the winners bracket at MLG Dallas. It is a TVT on Xel'Naga Caverns. This is Jimmy being the blue Terran in the top right, and PainUser being the yellow Terran down in the bottom left. In Game 1, we saw a little bit of a build order difference between these two Terran players, and PainUser sort of went straight for Banshee, Raven, Medevac, Viking. Lots of airplay that I expected Jimmy to do, and Jimmy instead just went mass bio. He built 4 barracks before he built anything else. PainUser sort of just went 1-1-1 and then started adding on structures as he needed them. So it looks like PainUser's build order actually won out there, as the Banshee was able to do some damage in the mineral line of ThisIsJimmy. The Ravens dropping PDDs during 2 big encounters actually saved him a lot of damage. So PainUser just got the better end of that game. ThisIsJimmy may have needed to be a little bit more aggressive. He had a unit advantage very early in the game, but the siege tanks parked at PainUser's natural really saved him from any sort of early harassment. Now these players probably going to be each doing something a little different. PainUser last game predicted that ThisIsJimmy to do a 1-Rax expand, so maybe PainUser this time will be the 1-Rax expander and Jimmy will switch it up a little bit. I don't know, haven't seen the game yet, but yeah, trying to bring you more MLG Dallas replays of series that no one has seen yet. I'm not going to be casting really any of TLO's series because they're all already cast, and like Idra's games are all over the place. Idra's games, sorry. He did say on Weapon of Choice that, or Live on 3 actually, that it is in fact Idra. I knew that, and you guys yelled at me last time, so I'm not even going to say his name anymore. I'll just call him Graken. How about that? Graken. Anyway, this game has nothing to do with Graken. This is all about ThisIsJimmy and PainUser. ThisIsJimmy trying to fight to stay alive in the winner's bracket. PainUser with a 1-0 game advantage, going to be trying to, advance himself and get ThisIsJimmy out of here. But PainUser peeks up the ramp there. Doesn't really see anything too interesting. Both players doing the very standard Terran build, getting that orbital command very quickly. PainUser might just be a little smidge ahead. ThisIsJimmy doing a tiny little bit different tactic here, getting a tech lab pretty quickly. Might be going for a Reaper, might be going for fast Marauders. Who knows? We'll see. You and I will both know very soon. PainUser goes all the way up past this SCV so that when he starts shooting it, he has a better chance of actually killing it. SCVs are faster than Marines, so Jimmy is able to escape with that one intact. PainUser looks like he might be going for that 1-1-1 expand again. Nothing crazy here. He's getting a reactor, so actually might flip the factory onto the reactor for some Hellions. Cannot guarantee that, as I don't really know how popular that tactic is in TVT these days. Obviously, if he can get a surprise element and Hellions get up into the mineral line, it can be very devastating, but don't want to put too much thought into that just yet. PainUser sending 2 Marines God knows where. He's got an SCV watching the Xel'Naga Tower and 1 Marine trying to hunt down this SCV. Desperately wants to kill it. We saw in Metalopolis he actually flanked the SCV. Now it looks like he's actually going to be doing that again. Putting Marines all over the map here just to kill this SCV. He's very persistent, if nothing else. ThisIsJimmy does lose that SCV, so 2 games. 2 games in a row, ThisIsJimmy has had his SCV flanked, and PainUser knows I'm talking about him. Look at that smiley face. That's pretty funny stuff. But Jimmy is actually doing a 1-Rax expand into 3-Rax expand, so same build order for both players. That I did not expect. 1-1-1 for PainUser. He actually doesn't have a command center started just yet. Looks like he's going for a little bit faster units this time. Instead, Jimmy 1-Rax command center and then adding on 2 more racks, going heavy bio yet again. Maybe this time he'll get up to medevacs a bit quicker. Maybe his drop will be a little bit more effective than last game. As we saw, he lost a lot of units trying to do a 2-pronged attack in that first game. So 1 Reaper is out for ThisIsJimmy again. We saw him do this in the first game as kind of a spotter to see when this natural comes down for PainUser. Probably just going to be sitting there for a while, as PainUser is not even building a command center yet. Jimmy actually scans the main, sees this reactor barracks, tech lab factory, and attachment-less starport. Starport actually not even building anything. So PainUser might still be just trying to make up his mind there. We see a medevac, so Marine tank. I did say in the first game that I saw a lot more tank play out of PainUser than most Terran players, or a good number of Terran players. PainUser, of course, very good at it. As long as you can get these siege timings down for big battles, tanks are your friend in this matchup. So Jimmy looks like he's just going pretty much Marauder Marine. He's getting a 4th barracks. We saw this in the first game as well. He's also creating SCVs out of this orbital command before sending it anywhere. I think he probably did use that first 50 energy to drop that scan that we saw earlier. PainUser now moving, so he's moving pretty quickly. He's even bringing along 2 SCVs to either build bunkers or act as a repair force. He waits for just that first medevac to get some energy before he moves. And actually, he doesn't know this right now, but he could have a tasty treat over here if he were to move over just a little bit to the right. He does a good job of skirting the Xel'Naga's vision. Wow, that's really good of PainUser to know exactly where that vision ends. And I don't believe ThisIsJimmy has any idea that this many units are just chilling here. One Hellion. Oh no, I think he did see the Hellion though. I was a little too slow, but I think he might have actually seen the Hellion. Yes! Oh, the Hellion gives away the army position. PainUser does not have siege tech finished yet. Now he does. Is he going to try and siege up here? Yes, he does try to siege up at the top, but I believe he's going to lose that tank to the couple of Marauders and Marines up there. The rest of the forces of ThisIsJimmy do get melted down here on the bottom front, though, and PainUser left with the unit advantage, 49 food against 44. Just going to look at Army tab. Actually, let's look at Units tab. I like the Units tab more because it's a little bit more descriptive than the Army tab. To see exactly what he's working with here. And the SCVs are forced to be pulled from ThisIsJimmy's main. He's probably just going to have to hang out there for a little bit. He doesn't have a ton of units to hold this off right now. He has to pull SCVs to help kill off these Marines. He wants to focus this tank down very quickly, and he does with these stemmed Marauders. More Marines, and actually the Mule of ThisIsJimmy not doing anything. They can't attack. But PainUser dropping a bunker here. It's kind of a little late for that, since ThisIsJimmy actually has units and PainUser doesn't. He realizes what he's done and now is backing off. These medevacs, actually, fortunate for PainUser, did not go down, so ThisIsJimmy able to save his expansion, but at a pretty big cost. We watched that unit tab again, 28 SCVs for PainUser, only 23 for ThisIsJimmy. He's having to rebuild his army here. He's at 40 supply against PainUser's 48. PainUser should only have 111 still. Yes, he does. He's adding on 2 more barracks now, though, and that expansion did finish building, so he's going to start muling off of this orbital command as well. ThisIsJimmy might be going for a counterattack here, or he might just be trying to break down these destructible rocks to make up for the fact that he lost some SCVs in that exchange. Go back to production tab just so we don't miss anything. Who is that building a Banshee? That is PainUser getting a Banshee. He did add a tech lab onto that thing, and he hasn't started Cloak yet. We did see that in the first game, but it really wasn't too effective anyway. ThisIsJimmy drops a scan at a very, very good spot to see all this happening here, this defense being set up. I like this defense, obviously, because there are 2 entrances here to the natural, and he's got both of them pretty well covered with siege tank radius here. So ThisIsJimmy knows all that's going on there. PainUser leaves a Marine with about 8 health, but now he's just moving it and blocking with an engineering bay. Wow, that's great. Usually you see 2 supply depots or something go down there, or even just 1 supply depot, but this engineering bay is perfect size to block this off right there. And Jimmy, of course, is going to be moving over here, so PainUser, with a little bit of great foresight, sees that this is happening and now is just able to defend. He's already got his units in place. If he sieges up these tanks, I have a feeling he'll be able to hold this pretty easily. This Banshee is going to be able to do a lot of DPS as well, as long as he can keep it alive. Jimmy, not sure really what to do. He kind of got caught trying to be sneaky. He does pick off 1 extractor, or actually a refinery here, and PainUser begins building it immediately again. Jimmy may have bought some time there. I don't know. He's at 71 supply, and PainUser's at 76, so like a minor distraction, but I don't know really how helpful it was for him. Slowed down his gas intake just a tiny bit, but ThisIsJimmy not even on even gas with PainUser, so not sure if that's going to matter. Engineering bay going up, though. He did see that Banshee, so he's probably going to be placing a few turrets in his mineral lines like he did in the first game. Getting a factory now as well, keeping up. Probably wants to start getting a reactored starport so he can get lots of medevacs for these guys. Stemmed bio is just so much more effective with those medevacs, of course. Makes sense, doesn't it? Stem hurts your guys, medevacs heal them back up. You can just keep a rampaging army of bio going at all times. PainUser still staying very good here with his defense. He's even moved a siege tank down a little bit to cover that area with the visibility blocker, and this Banshee's going to be safe and not try to kill anything. PainUser probably would have lost that Banshee if he had stuck in that fight, so good for him. Cloak now being researched for PainUser as well as Stimpak, and infantry level 1 weapons going down for both players. Jimmy does have a starport building now. Is he getting a reactor? Yes, he is on that factory. Going to be able to flip that starport on there and get some medevacs like we mentioned earlier. PainUser, on the other hand, he's up to 111 with an addition of 3 more barracks, probably getting a reactor. Yes, he is. And some turrets up in his own base, probably just for detection. He doesn't really know what ThisIsJimmy's actually been up to. If you look at his scouting, it's pretty abysmal. He doesn't really know. This is actually the same command center as this one, so doesn't really have a great idea of what ThisIsJimmy's doing back at his base. Jimmy could have been building like Thors the entire time. I mean, obviously he's got a lot of bio, but PainUser not doing a great job with the scouting. So far he is doing a great job with defending though, and he had a very good attack early in the game. Now he's going to fly this Banshee over just to see if any units are at the Xel'Naga Tower. Of course there are a ton of units there, so he's probably going to lose that Banshee. Yes, he does instantly. He did force a stim out of ThisIsJimmy though, which is great for him. And now he's doing a drop here in the main. I nearly missed that, just saw that little speck of yellow. PainUser's drop going to be a lot more effective than ThisIsJimmy's in that first game. He doesn't lose the medevac. He came close to losing it though, only 40 health left, but a lot of damage going down here in Jimmy's main. He's just focusing on some supply depots, trying to slow him down a little bit. Not going to happen though. Not going to get pushed into the red. All these units of PainUser are going to be lost. So Jimmy lost some mining time, a little bit of gas mining time, and 2 depots there while PainUser was expanding, or trying to clear this area for an expansion rather, at the gold. Jimmy's still just sitting at the Xel'Naga Tower with the majority of his units. He does have a lot of bio making. Presently he's at 118 supply. PainUser at 118 as well. Wow, these guys are very even with their supply counts. I'm going to look at the units tab real quick, just check SCVs, and it looks extremely similar there as well. PainUser's ahead right now because he does have 1 more mule on the field, I believe, but see there, it just swaps back and forth. Gas is very, very even as well, so neither player really with a lot of advantage in the economy game. PainUser dropping turrets at several places. Actually a bunker there, turret here, turret there, making sure Jimmy doesn't expand without him knowing about it. A couple of medevacs poke in here needlessly. Gonna take a lot of damage there, might even lose this medevac. But now we have an engagement, kind of weird positioning for both players with this basically entire area unable to be walked on by either army. Jimmy loads up these medevacs, but look how hurt this medevac is. Oh, I'm worried for Jimmy that he's going to lose this medevac prematurely, and I'm trying to keep an eye on basically everything else on the mini-map just to make sure I don't miss another skirmish. If PainUser's lucky, he can kill that medevac, but instead he kills both of them. Holy crap. I was not expecting that. Jimmy just lost a ton of supply. He's at 124 food now against 145. PainUser, this freaking turret just helped you seal this game. I mean, that was massive. All these tanks siege up right here. There is a Banshee cloaked right here. Jimmy doesn't have any detection in the area, so it's going to be able to do a lot of DPS. He baits Jimmy back into the tank line, and he loses a lot of army there as a result. Jimmy down to 101 now. PainUser at 133. Going to keep the units tab open so you can see everything unfold. Marauders of Jimmy going down very quickly. Both players with stim, but PainUser actually has the added benefit of the tank line, the medevacs, the cloaked Banshee, and losing those 2 dropships full of units again. That's just gotta hurt really bad. So great game to PainUser. Gonna take this series 2 games to none and move on in the tournament. Hope you guys enjoyed that series. Even though PainUser did win both games, Jimmy put up a bit of a fight. I'm surprised he didn't change his build order from game 1 to 2, seeing how that increased tech from PainUser helped him out so very much. No Ravens being built for PainUser this game, but he looks like he didn't need them. And of course this turret over here just made such a huge difference. If Jimmy was able to drop over here, actually might not have even been able to because of this excellent turret placement down here. But hope you guys enjoyed that series. Going to be bringing you some more series in the near future from MLG Dallas. And in the link page here at the end, I'll link the interviews that I did with each player as well, so you can learn a little bit more about them if you like. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.